Country's oldest private air carrier has just flown into another air pocket. Jet Airways has informed the exchanges that it has defaulted on a repayment to Indian banks led by State Bank of India. Soumeet Sarkar is here to take us through the details. Soumeet, this can't be good news for a company that's desperately looking for ways out.
Well, it is definitely a bad news. And if you see, this had to happen because it was after the first quarter earnings, the company had said that they're looking to infuse funds in the company through various options, and that included selling aircraft, capital infusion, and a stake sale in its loyalty program. But actually, nothing has fructified so far since that announcement that the company had made. And we all know the kind of financial stress that Jet Airways was going through due to competition in the aviation industry, higher crude prices, and because of a weaker rupee. Now, Jet reported losses of more than 1,000 crore rupees in the last 3 consecutive quarters. In fact, the combined loss amount reported by Jet Airways was more than its market capitalization that time. Now, as of September 30th, the company's total gross debt was close to 8,400 crore rupees, of which 60% was dollar denominated, and the remaining, that is close to 3,400 crore rupees, is what the bank owed to Indian banks. Now, for the financial year 2019, that is for the remaining part of financial year 2019, the company had to meet a debt repayment obligation of over 1,500 crore rupees. So this must be the amount that they must have missed, and that's the reason why this announcement has come in from Jet Airways. Now, Jet Airways had earlier mentioned that its liquidity position is stretched, and it has been dealing some payments to vendors and some part of its employees. Like 85% of their employees were getting salary on time, but 15% of them was getting a delayed salary. But this is the first time that the company has defaulted on a bank payment. So this would be definitely a negative news for Jet Airways. Now, conditions in the aviation industry have improved so far from that situation because crude prices have come off and ticket prices have also been rising, but still there is competition in the industry and now lower passenger growth rate. That is one thing that will be ailing the industry in future. And in the month of November, if you see, Jet Airways passenger growth rate was negative not only on the domestic front but also on the international front. But this shows that though the conditions have improved with lower crude prices and increasing ticket prices, a fall in passenger growth will definitely impact the revenue growth of the company and its cash flow problems. Now, earlier we had spoken to a couple of industry experts, and what they had suggested was that the company needs to radically restructure its cost base, because fund infusion is just a first step that the company will need, but it needs to bring down its cost, and that is the only thing that will help the company to sustain over a longer period of time. Because earlier also we had seen Jet Airways infusing funds from Etihad, but still they are facing this. Still they are struggling in the aviation market and facing cash flow problems. So it's actually the cost structure that needs to be restructured and not a fund infusion that the company needs. But definitely this news of defaulting bank payments is negative for the company.
And we could well likely see the stock react as well. If you want to read more about this, do log on to the Bloomberg website, and there'll be a story about this as well on the website. So keep that at the back of your mind. But Jet Airways firmly remains a stock, in addition to Eicher Motors, that could react in the session today. So do watch out for this one. Soumeet, thanks for putting that into perspective.